I'm Alex Rondinan, and welcome to If History is Any Guide, the political and current affairs program on Bizz 99.9 FM Substitute Radio. Under capitalism, the role of the education system is to prepare children for what life is like beyond the classroom in the real world, when they'll be in workplaces selling their labour to bosses for a wage. In short, the nature of schooling is to train up children so that they become useful and productive workers once they reach adulthood. From the point of view of a capitalist whose profits are directly dependent on the company having highly efficient production take place without any industrial mischief, the central feature of a good worker is that they obediently do what they're told without resistance. Not only will they do the labour itself, which is mindless and repetitive and stupefying, but that they'll do it without resisting in any way to the directions and willpower of the boss. If there is no labour struggle or industrial mischief within that workplace, it requires workers to be entirely submissive and docile, only ever taking action when they're directed to by their boss and never thinking for themselves in any way, shape or form. The education system is therefore a way to train children into becoming docile, submissive and obedient, making them into the perfect type of person that would make them the most profitable and productive worker once they reach adulthood. This is why it's highly important, from the point of view of most class-conscious bosses, that children stay in school for as many years as possible. By attending school year after year after year, the training program of obedience inculcation will take effect, beating the humanity and resistance and freedom longing out from the children's minds, transforming them into the obedient and passive blobs of human Play-Doh that they are in their adulthoods when aged 18. The classroom is a filtering device which makes sure that obedience and passivity are rewarded and that resistance and non-conformity are punished. The troublemaking students are kept away from the important aspects of school life and are as much as possible kept oppressed and down, including programs such as detention, suspension and expulsion. For those students that do what they're told, that don't cause a fuss and always obey their teachers' orders, they get good grades and lots of rewards, thereby providing a meritocratic system that provides a good example for the rest of the students to follow. The good student provides the image of what the others will copy. The teacher acts as the substitute for the boss, the manager and the corporate bureaucrat, so that the children learn to obey the orders of one authority so that they will one day obey the orders of another. By being powerful, aggressive, dominating, fierce, merciless and omniscient, the teacher is able to interfere with every facet of the children's lives, crushing their spirits and enforcing a strict regime of obedience upon them. The teacher will either play out this role willingly, or they'll be forced into doing this by the national curriculum and the government bureaucrats constantly assessing the level of competency in their teaching methods. In the mainstream media, conversations exist about how teachers aren't oppressing their children enough, how obedience and passivity are not being inculcated into them enough, and that rebellion is too often still existent inside the children's minds. This has more to do with the ideology of capitalism and the education system than the realities inside the classroom. And that's all the time we have for today. You've been listening to If History is Any Guide, the political and current affairs program on Bizz 99.9 FM Substitute Radio. I'm Alex Rondinan. Until next time, goodbye.